Hey everybody, Captain CA here, and welcome to FlatsClass YouTube. Before we get started today, I need you to go down there and smash that subscribe button because I want you to be a regular here on FlatsClass YouTube so I can teach you the finer points and nuances of inshore fishing. What am I going to share with you today? Well, today's a quick one. Today is all about how do you save a trip? How do you save a fishing trip? There's a few things I have learned through attrition as a professional guide and just an avid waterman, where I've gotten into a hurry and it's pretty much killed my trip. And it's not for getting fishing tackle, okay? And it's not for getting, idle stuff that your brain automatically does. This is stuff that if you don't do it on the way home from your last trip, or you don't check these before you leave, you are not going. You're not going anywhere. So check these tips out that I'm going to share with you with my boats, and I think you're going to find it helpful. There's three things I always check before I leave the boat barn. Always. Number one is this. It's fuel. What is my fuel level? I run small Yamaha engines. I got an F70 here on the Hells Bay Professional, and I've got a 25 horsepower 4-stroke Yamaha on the Eldora. They pretty much make gas, let's be honest. But I will go trip after trip after trip and we'll start to wonder, how much fuel do I have? And there has been occasion I get to the ramp and find out when I reach in here, like all Hells Bays, we have a story stick. And I put it in the tank and I pull it back out, and I'm not showing that much. In this case, I got a little more than half tank, but there are many times it's way down here, and I'm like, now I gotta pull out of here, out of the marina, and go get fuel unless I wanna pay marina fuel prices, which today, that's not cheap. Here's something else you need to check. All right, here's something else I check. I don't always just take for granted because I push the power pole button and my power pole goes down, or I hit my Raymarine and the light comes on. I still want to make sure that my engine will turn over. So before I leave, before this thing leaves this barn, I'm going to reach over and make sure she cranks. It may not be anything wrong with this, but that switch could be gone. The kill switch could be, there's any number of things. Always check your engine. So fuel, engine. Here's what I want you to check next. The next thing I check, and I check this because corrosion is the enemy of boat ownership. I generally will come over here and I'll put my finger on my trolling motor and I'll hit the power button. If I see the light come on the power button, then I'm quite confident my trolling motor is going to be operational. If there's a corrosion issue between the batteries that are under here and that light won't come on. So having that operational, now I've got propulsion at the front of the boat, the back of the boat. I've got good battery power. I've got good battery levels. I've got fuel. What else could I possibly check before we hook this sucker up? Well, this. This is everything to a guide, but it should also be something to you. So I have one box. I keep my registration in it. I keep my captain's license in it. And there's enough room in this box to put other things that I'm going to need in a day of fishing that are going to be really important. Now, some things never leave this boat, but because I have two boats, this box leaves every time because I share this box between both boats. It's a dry box. Chips for my Raymarine, Navionics chips. My remote for my trolling motor. I gotta have a remote. My power pole fob. And there's a number of other things that I keep in this box. But it's those couple of things on my checklist. Now, naturally, I'm going to check other things in my boat. Did I put my rods in it? My push pole on it? But these are the things that can cause major problems for you when you get on the water. Because if you don't have your remotes, or your navigational chips, or your papers, because you could get stopped, well then that's gonna create quite the problem for you with Johnny Law, or your clients or your friends that you're taking fishing for a day out on the water where you thought you had everything. But it's just those simple things that literally take, honestly, you can check all this stuff in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. That's what I check. Now, I'm not checking to see if I brought all my tackle and stuff like that, because that's something that's an automatic thing in my head. But the things that can go wrong, did someone kick my cord out and kill my power on my boat? Or was there a storm the night before and the breaker tripped and nothing charged? That can be a problem. Did I not fill my boat up on the way in the last time? That can be a problem. Do I have a corrosion issue or a fuse issue in the switch or anything like that between the switch and the actual and battery and that motor back there? Because that Yamaha starts like a car. It starts on the first turn every time. Do I got any of those issues? If I don't got any of those issues, I'm good to go. So, hope these little checklist tips before you go fishing helped you out. Saves the trip. I call them save a trip tips. That's all I got for you on this one. Catch you on the next FlatsClass YouTube.